want to be our co-star?
No?
Okay, hear me out. What's one more book podcast where two besties talk about whatever the hell they want? I'm Mina,
I'm Senna.
and welcome to our book club. What are we doing this episode?
In this episode, we're talking about the books that we want to read in 2025. 25 books for 2025.
Yep.
And we divided them into 3 categories: romance, dark romance, and fantasy.
We have one bonus.
Yeah, just a little
sprinkle.
Yeah. We had to delete some of them to get to the 25 point. And just so you know, guys, we both have corporate jobs. So it's harder for us to read all the time because we have to support our book addiction. A girl's got to eat.
Yeah.
And it's making us harder to, not making us harder, making it harder. Romance, dark romance.
Twice now. We are hard, you guys. Just so you know.
Can you tell I'm single?
No?
Good.
So, we actually have like a Goodreads book challenge as well for the year. And
How many books do you have?
I think I put 85 because last year I put 100 and, life got in the way. So.
You didn't do 100 yet last year?
No.
Oh.
I wasn't able to.
That's sad.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, this year I put 70, but I read 21 so far.
That doesn't sound realistic at all, but...
Which one?
70.
Oh, for me? Yeah. But I wanted to,
annoy
play
me.
It safe.
Thank you.
You have how many books?
How many I've read?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. It's been a tough start to my year.
I feel like she's going to hit me in this episode.
Anyways, so we have a lot of books on our list that are ongoing series and also series that we haven't started yet and we want to start soon.
Very excited for them. Only if we had the time.
I mean, if you guys could make us go viral so we could quit our day jobs, that would be
guys, subscribe so we can do this just daily.
Support your girls,
Girls support girls. Anyways, and that way we can find you more books.
And we can have more videos.
Yeah. Win-win. We're going to start off with romance. And first off, we have King of Envy, which is the 5th book. And it's going to be published in the end of April. It is a love story between Vuk Markovic and Ayana.
I'm kind of excited for them, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Because we haven't heard Vuk speak at all.
You know how much I like Quiet Guys, but he takes that to a different level.
Exactly. So I'm kind of intrigued.
Me too. I mean, we didn't really like Striker.
No.
So I'm saying we.
We are.
It is a one brain cell. We're not very excited for Defender, but still want to continue the Kings of Sin series.
Exactly.
We have to see it through at this point.
I mean, it's the principle of the matter now. We can't just half-ass it.
No.
And I think I saw somewhere that she is engaged to someone else, his best friend or something.
I saw somewhere he had her first, but she's engaged to another person now. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll see.
I don't want to get my hopes too high.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. The next book we have is First Time Caller. I don't think we've seen anything by that author or read anything by that author.
First time. I saw the cover, and that is the main reason I want to read it because it's such a pretty cover. And everyone's kind of talking about it. I'm not so sure when it comes to overhyped books on BookTok, but I want to read it.
I mean, it does say that it's inspired by Sleepless in Seattle, and I love that movie.
Me too.
I think it's more of someone's fallen out of love with love.
Sounds familiar to me.
So Aiden Valentine has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love. And as the host of Baltimore's romance hotline, that's a bit of a problem. When a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mom, the interview goes viral, thrusting Aiden and heartstrings into the limelight.
This kind of reminds me of the book X-Talk.
Right?
Yeah, they had a podcast, a radio show together. Yeah. This book could be good if they have good banter, but I guess we'll see. I'm really excited for it. The next book that I'm really, really, really excited about
I'm just as excited as you are for that one.
is Rewind It Back. And look, I'm also wearing red for Rio.
Yeah.
This is the 5th book in Wind City series by Liz Ford, and I'm so excited.
Words can't express how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Rio's book for a long time, since Mile High.
Finally.
Yeah, I was kind of scared that the series was going to be like 4 books, and then we got the news that Rio's books is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it is coming in the end of May, which is really good. Yeah. And it is like a second chance romance. Because I remember at the end of Caught Up, everyone was talking about Rio's love life, and they asked, "Isn't there anyone in your life that you want to like talk again?" And he's like, "No." And then here comes
Hallie.
They met when they're 11, next door neighbors.
Childhood friends. Cute. He's just so happy and energetic. He's literally like sunshine.
Yeah, but I think we are going to see a different side in this book.
Probably.
Maybe darker.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who are always happy
are usually the ones who are secretly sad.
Yeah. And I don't want Rio to be sad.
No.
But anyways, we're really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Many people didn't like the tone of the cover, but I really like it.
I like it too. I mean, I think it could be a little bit different. I'm not sure. Like that red is very cohesive with all the other covers when like put on the shelf. It's so beautiful.
But it's Rio. It has to be like fiery.
Exactly.
The next one is different, but the same because I read the first one. She hasn't.
I haven't. But the first one is on my TBR as well. So
yeah. Her TBR is Love Redesigned.
Yes.
And mine is Love Unwritten.
Mm-hmm.
In the same series.
We're talking about the second book. You're not going to give me spoilers about the first book.
No, I'm not going to give you spoilers, but it was a cute book.
I can imagine. A lot of people liked it, and I saw a lot of people's comments on it. I do love the author, and I love her books in general, but I just haven't had time for it.
Corporate girlies. For the second one, I'm excited also, but because it's a single dad nanny kind of thing.
Single dads, man.
Yeah, keep up, man. Just read the first one so we can read it together.
I'm trying my best
with what you have, and that's okay.
Does it feel okay?
I read like I breathe, and she doesn't believe how fast I read.
No one can like read that fast and actually like understand what is happening.
I understand what's happening.
Like, do you not have like chores in your life that you need to do?
I do. But when I like hyper focus on something, the outside world does not exist to me.
What do you mean?
Can you guys relate? Like when I'm reading, I don't want to do anything else.
Neither do I, but I have responsibilities that I have to do. Like I have to feed myself. Do you not eat?
I do eat.
Do you prepare it yourself?
Yeah.
Then
what? I don't know. It just happens. Like I start reading and it just like goes on and on and on.
It's not like we have very different lives, you know?
No. The only difference that we have is that you have a husband and I have no one.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm taking care of him. He can take care of himself. Like, what am I doing wrong? I want to know genuinely.
Okay. You doom scroll more than I do. When you have your phone, you just like go through it.
Sometimes.
You do it more than me.
Sometimes.
When I'm reading, I'm lost. Like when I'm not responding to you, you know that I'm not going to respond for like an hour or two.
My problem is starting reading. If I start, I will keep going.
If you never stop, you're always reading.
I kind of lately, especially like some of the books I read, I get into like a slump, and then it's kind of hard for me to like continue on to a next book. That's why I like pick up the phone. But like the book is in my lap. Like it's ready to be read.
We have different approaches. Like if I'm in a slump, I do it by like I get over with it by reading another book.
I mean, I pick the other book.
But you don't read it.
I try.
And you wonder how I read that fast.
You do read fast though.
You're not that slow.
I'm not slow. You just like devour it.
I do.
Don't be so proud.
Why?
Don't. It annoys me.
Just because it annoys you doesn't mean that I'm not supposed to be proud.
It makes me feel bad.
I'm so sorry. That's why we don't do buddy reads as much as I like to, because I have to wait for her.
Wait for me. She once started a book, and I did not have time. I literally did not have time to start it then. And then she's like, "Oops, I finished the book."
Oops. I said oops.
If any of you have a buddy like this, please comment below and just maybe we should do a buddy read together.
I get that was wrong. I am sorry.
I'm sure you are.
But like I said,
Mhm.
sometimes I can't stop myself.
Willpower, dude. Use it.
When it comes to books, I can't say that I'm like okay with willpower. But you
Mhm.
can't be mad at me for reading fast.
But I will be.
Maybe you just have to keep up.
Maybe I just have to quit my corporate job.
If you guys subscribe and make these girls' dreams come true,
We're like begging at this point.
yeah, why not?
Anyways, so we're getting off track and we have a lot of books to go through.
Oh, yeah.
So, our next book is Wild Side by Elsie Silver.
Of course.
If you've watched our previous video, you already know that we're looking forward to that book, like holding our breaths
Yeah,
at this point. And we haven't been able to get our hands on it yet.
we're trying.
We're trying, but this series is all single dads. So Elsie is by far my favorite author of all time. She
I
can do
agree.
no wrong.
I saw some TikToks that said this book has some different types of tropes that would
Mhm.
like what we're used to in Elsie books.
Mhm.
I'm really excited.
So what I know so far is it's an arranged marriage.
Yes.
He is an old wrestler, I think.
Yes, and he is inspired by that WWE guy. What's his name? Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, yeah.
Look at him. Yep.
Beautiful.
Beautiful man.
And he really doesn't we've seen him at like bowling night and
Oh.
he doesn't really he's not that friendly. He doesn't really talk that much.
You know, that's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Men who don't talk.
Like the guys who don't talk too much
Mhm.
are better in bed in these books.
It's the quiet ones.
Yeah.
Freak in the sheets. That's what I'm saying. Quiet on the
Yeah.
outside, freak in the sheets is what you should be
And I'm
looking
picking
for.
my battles, dude. Like I want them to be that way
Yeah.
in the bed and don't talk really much in real life.
Just so you know.
Yep. Anyways, the next one is one of my favorite authors. It's from Emily Henry and it is Great Big Beautiful Life. I'm really excited. I don't know anything about the book, but it's because Emily Henry, like I'm gonna read it. It comes out at the end of April. It's another two writers compete for the chance to tell the larger than life story of a woman with more than a couple of plot twists up her sleeve.
She has a lot of books with like two writers
Yeah.
competing, which is an interesting trope, I think.
I think she does writer's perspective well.
Mm-hmm.
She does rivals well.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't have the same hype when it comes to Emily Henry,
Mm-hmm.
but she has this way of writing spicy scenes that I really like.
I actually like her writing style. I think it's very natural. And usually I find that like the age of the characters are like closer to us. So they're more relatable as
Yeah.
well. But I still have, I think, a few books to read of Emily Henry. So I can't really I didn't start off strong with her.
Yeah.
But I am still excited about this book very much.
I don't know. After Funny Story and Happy Place, which are like my favorite two books.
The two
of
I
hers.
haven't read. I read the others, the two I haven't read. Okay.
Like I have quotes from Funny Story in my reminders
Mm-hmm.
that I read every day. They're like mantras. And I just can't wait for this book.
Okay, so the next book is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood.
Okay.
And there's a lot of controversy going on about this book. So some people love it, some people not so much. So some say it's like Ali's spiciest book yet, and it's about a diver and a swimmer. I usually like all of Ali's books.
Yeah,
And I
me
like her
too.
writing style, so I'm kind of excited about it, and I don't want to be biased by like what other people are saying.
Yeah, I get that.
90% of the time, the books I like, people don't like. So I'm kind of like, should I believe them? Maybe I should just like see for myself.
When it comes to Deep End, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what happened in the book that you hate that so much? I'm not sure about the spicy chapters.
It could go either way.
Yeah, but I can't say anything before I read it, and I want to read it as well. Some people say that it's like really, really spicy and they felt like uncomfortable reading it. We read dark romances, so
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be fine.
I agree. I mean, how uncomfortable could it be?
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
So the next book is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I actually haven't read any of her books yet,
Me too.
but I saw a few videos of people like reviewing them and they're excited. And I actually saw Alex herself. She was kind of talking about the book and the signing. And I was actually kind of intrigued about it because it's like a rom-com in the
Mm-hmm.
city. And they actually go from like lovers to enemies to enemies to lovers,
Oh, like
which
that.
is like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just very intrigued by that. I don't know like in depth what's going on. I think even that jump is pretty different from what we usually see because we don't usually see them going like back and forth.
Yeah, I want to see how that happens.
Exactly. It's something different, I think,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of excited for it.
Why not? We love rom-coms, so
Exactly. And it's
yeah.
in the city. It kind of gives me like Sex in the City vibes.
Of course. Yep. I'm already sold. The next one, it's Saving Six, the third book in Boys of Tommen.
Mm-hmm.
We read the first two, and then we went into a bunch of other books. Onyx Storm came out,
Yeah.
and a lot of shit happened. And now we're reading Crescent City, so we couldn't read Saving Six. And the first two books were like so trauma heavy
Mm-hmm.
that we needed a breather, and that breather became like 6 books.
Exactly.
And now there was another announcement releasing 10. We're excited we're excited for Saving Six. We are going to read it at some point because we know a lot of people love the series
Mm-hmm.
and we want to know what's it about.
For claiming and releasing, I'm nervous.
Yeah, me too.
What do you mean releasing? Because usually it's like they have a hard time, and then the second book's like, oh, they're together, like keeping 13, whatever. But like releasing?
Are we going to have a happily ever after? That's
Maybe
my question.
not. So the last one from the romance genre is the Playing for Keeps series,
Yes.
which we both haven't read. And it's a hockey romance series, which I'm very excited about because I love sports romance.
Me too.
Any sports, all the sports.
Yay, sports. We don't know anything
No.
about any sports,
No.
but we will read the book.
We support them all.
And I don't know shit about hockey.
No.
I don't know what's going on.
No.
Like when you're reading the games, I'm like, okay, the puck's there, that's there, good.
Yep. Because we don't have hockey here. So.
No, they don't know where we are.
Exactly. Mystery. Intrigue. Comment down below where you think we're from.
For Playing for Keeps series,
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying that no one likes the first book.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
A lot of people like the third one
Mm-hmm.
and the fourth one, if I'm not mistaken. But this first one, they're like, skip it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that.
Like I keep seeing little like quotes of like
Mhm.
what the characters are saying, and then I see in the description which book it is, and like
Nope.
scroll gone.
That's why we don't know anything about these books.
Mhm.
We don't want to get spoilers.
No, we try really hard, you guys.
Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, there's a single mom in one of the books.
I have no idea.
It's not a spoiler.
No, I know.
And I'm really excited because single dads, yeah, we
Love.
love them. But
Mhm.
I want to see some like powerful single moms.
I agree. We don't get much of those.
Yeah.
Well, we're on to the dark romance genre. And our first book here is Her Soul to Take. And I think this is kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And
Mhm.
I'm kind of like inspired by it, I guess.
I earned my reputation among magicians for a reason. One wrong move and you're dead. Killer, they called me, and killing is what I'm best. Except her, the one I was supposed to take. The one I should have killed. I didn't. The cult that once controlled me wants her, and I'm not about to lose my new toy to them.
Wow. That's a lot.
I'm sold.
Yeah, we haven't read anything with magicians.
No.
I'm okay. I need to put that like higher up on my TBR now.
I
There's
wanna
a will,
read, like,
there's a way.
Yeah, different types of dark
Mhm.
romances. We read Mafia, we read Bad Boys,
Mm-hmm.
we read
Mhm.
whatever the fuck was haunting Adeline. And I'm really interested in this book because it has hunting ghosts, summoning demons,
Mhm.
which are very supernatural, which we love. That's Her Soul to Take.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one?
Leave Me Behind, which is a dark military romance. And Nell Gallows is a sole survivor of an elite dark forces squad. Enough said.
Sure. Why not?
Exactly. Why not?
Why the hell not? We are excited for Leave Me Behind.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the next one on our list is the Mindfuck series, and I can't wait for that book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also kind of sad
So sad.
that the author died. She never really found out that how big of a success that the series was.
Mm-hmm.
And the book is supposed to be like really good.
Mm-hmm.
And the plot is interesting.
It is. I think it's like an FBI serial
Yeah.
killer kind of thing going on.
One's an FBI investigator investigating the exact case
Mhm.
that the other person is the serial killer of. It is interesting.
Would you look at that?
I'm a Criminal Minds girly. I've binge watched the whole series, 15 or 16 seasons of them in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like right up my alley.
I'm very excited for that one as well. It's actually higher up on my TBR list than the others. And the next book we have is the Lights Out series.
So excited.
Right? So the second book is either recently out or not out yet. I think not out yet.
I don't think it's out yet.
I loved Butcher and Blackbird and the whole series. And I think when it's like dark romance, but it's like kind of comedic,
Mhm.
it's like one of my favorites. I love that funny aspect of it. And I think Lights Out also has that. So I'm just like so excited. But I haven't been able to like get my hands on it yet.
Yeah, me too. But I keep hearing the audiobook version of it, and Josh is hilarious. Like I
So
want to meet
funny.
him so bad.
Mhm.
And there's a cat,
Yeah.
and he makes like these stupid comments about like I'm Batman and stuff. You know, I want to read that. I want to still be in the dark realm of stalkerish kind of thing. But
Yeah.
the next book is Five Brothers by Penelope, and we haven't read Penelope in a long time.
We read Credence last?
No,
No,
The Devil's
the
Night.
Devil's Night
Yeah.
last, yeah.
It is another controversial topic.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it is not high on my list,
Same.
but I do want to read it
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's a conversation piece again, just like Credence.
Mm-hmm.
And how does Five Brothers work?
Right? It's like you're curious
Yeah.
at this point.
Is this like a why choose thing, or she ends up with one of them at the end?
We don't know.
And I don't want to know. Like, I don't want to read anything about the book. I just want to
Mhm.
go in blindly, and I guess we'll see.
Penelope has a way of writing these topics,
Yeah.
honestly. And I like her writing style, which is why I want to read this book.
Me
But
too.
same as you said, it's not like high on my list. So the last book in our dark romance genre is Scythe and Sparrow from the Butcher and Blackbird series. And this is the third brother. And it kind of has like a circus theme going on,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not sure how I feel about yet. Like, I'm excited for it, but Fen is a doctor. He's not really like the same as his brothers.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how the story plays along.
Yeah, I think, like, I don't know,
Mhm.
but I think the dark aspect of this book is going to come from the FMC rather
Mhm.
than the MMC.
Mm-hmm.
But Finn might surprise us.
He might,
I'm more concerned about the food thing.
right?
There's a theme in this
Mhm.
series. Some foods are destroyed for me.
Yeah, Bryn is just doing that
Yeah.
constantly.
And it's a joke as
Yeah.
well. It's supposed to be cotton candy.
Like, I can't imagine how that would be.
She will do that for you. Don't you
Mhm.
worry, baby girl.
Yep. So this one is actually already out, but
Yeah.
again, we haven't been able to get our hands on it, but that will soon change, hopefully. Moving on to our fantasy genre, and the first one we have is actually the Lightlark series by Alex Astor.
Yeah.
And again, we haven't read her books yet,
No.
but I've seen it hyped up a lot.
I think Lightlark is her debut series.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I'm a fantasy girly, so
Mhm.
I'm really excited. There's like a curse that's happening, and there are like 6 realms, and there's a
Mhm.
game that they're supposed to play in order to like get rid of the curse.
Mhm. It's an
And
interesting
drama.
topic, I think.
Yeah. And as far as I'm seeing it in like on TikTok, there's a love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about love triangles. It has to
Same.
be really like structurally good.
Mm-hmm. I've seen like I think an art image of a scene of the book with like swords,
Mm-hmm.
And that was enough for me to be like, yep, okay, add it to the list.
Of course. We don't
Mhm.
need that much.
No.
I'm more critical when it comes to fantasy books.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I think that's normal considering fantasy has like more in-depth world building
yeah.
and character building and things like that. Yeah, we'll see.
The next one is the Caraval series.
Mm-hmm.
It's a circus.
I think this one also has like some sort of game happening
Mm-hmm.
as well.
And it's a YA fantasy book.
Yeah.
I've seen some debate about whether to read the Caraval series first or
Mhm.
Once Upon a Broken Heart series 1st.
Mhm.
And the conclusion was that we're supposed to read Caraval first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited because I want to get rid of Caraval to
Mhm.
get to Once Upon a Broken Heart.
I don't know. Like, I'm curious about that, but I'm also very curious about Caraval as well because I've seen like some of the characters and some of their videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the third one in the fantasy series is Daughter of No Worlds, which Senna is really excited about.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen a few things, but not too much has like come onto my feed.
I mean, it's dark magic. There's also like a slave fighting thing is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some people who read this book saying the FMC in this book is their favorite of all time.
Mm.
And I'm really excited for this because this author is also the author of The Serpent and the Wings of Night.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that book. And I'm really excited for this.
I mean, I'm okay with any book that has like a strong FMC character. I'm also excited for The Serpent of the Wings at Night, but who's gonna have the time? I don't know. I'm just a girl.
I know.
We tried to choose the ones that we are both looking forward to, and they're both on our TBR instead of the ones that like one of us read and one of us didn't. But yeah, there's still like there's more than 25. Moving on, we have book 2 and book 3 of Crescent City, and we are currently reading the first book, House
Yeah.
of Earth and Blood,
Yeah.
which is going well. We're buddy reading, as you know.
Yeah, with another friend. 3 people.
It's tough, you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. It's
Mm-hmm.
good that I can talk to people
Mm-hmm.
about what's going in my head. But it's been a long time since I read like third person
Yeah,
POV.
exactly.
So we're trying to get used to that.
Get used to the narrator, get used to all the names and all the places and all the, I don't know, houses and governors and whatever.
Whatever.
So much is going on.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like apprehensive about the series because I've seen a lot of people talking about the second book and the third book were like unnecessary. This could have been like standalone, and each book is longer than it should have been.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
It's very thick, and we're only like, what, 100, 150 pages in, maybe?
Yeah.
It's also, I think, the thickest books on our TBRs. Okay, so the next book is the Book of Azrael. So I think it's going to be like a 7-book series, did I say?
Woof.
5 or 7, or I don't even remember, but it's a long series, is what I know. And the first book is, I think, mostly tension. And then
Yeah, it is a slow burn.
Yes, and then the second book, you finally get like some of the spice and the relationship builds, I guess. But this book has been, I think, on my list for a while now, since
Yeah.
last year, and I've been going like back and forth, like if I should get it or not. And then one of my friends gifted it to me for my birthday. Thank you. So it is officially now on my TBR for this year. What it's about, though, I don't know.
Sometimes you don't have to know what the book is about. You just get the
Exactly.
vibes and people going batshit crazy about them, and you just got to see it for yourself.
The vibes match my vibes, so
Yeah.
it's different than what we've read so far. So
Yeah.
I'm liking like our roster going through. They're all like very different topics and very
Me
different
too.
perspectives. We'll see.
The next book or series on our list is Spark of the Everflame. It's Kindred's Curse series. I'm so excited for this series.
I've been seeing so many like AI art of the
Yeah.
characters, and they're just
Beautiful.
like amazing.
Yeah, it's a Fey world again.
Fae?
No.
Yep, sign me up.
And there's a mortal world, and the Fey world is like using the mortal world as like their, I don't know, slaves, I guess. And the third book just came out, and the cover art is amazing, the AR art's amazing, and all the reviews that I've seen are good. And it's been a long time since I've seen this much of a good, reviews about a fantasy series.
Well, I heard it from you, so now I'm excited too.
Yeah.
So once you read it, I get it.
Of course.
And then we'll see how our rating's going to be for it.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So I'm not sure how much fantasy this actually counts as, but I think it's still relevant into like the fantasy genre.
Yeah, it's supernatural.
So we have Made by Ali Hazelwood, and it's the second book to Bride. Bride I liked a lot.
Okay,
I
yeah, me
think
too.
it was like very different for Ali, and it was, I don't know, we're all like Twilight girlies to a point, so it was familiar.
Yeah, it was not my favorite, but I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, on its own, it was great. Now, Mate is about the werewolf.
It's the alpha from the other pack. I think they were like celibate or something.
I think so.
Yeah. And do you remember
Hmm.
when I told you that there is going to be a second book and you said, I don't think so?
I don't remember.
Of course you don't.
I don't have that good of memory, you guys. I'm sorry. But you probably did say that.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Not sure about the FMC.
I agree. We'll see. I mean, who doesn't love werewolves?
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 The last book in the fantasy TBR that we have is City of Gods and Monsters. I can't wait to read the series. I've seen so many people talking about this series, and I know that each of them are like thick as fuck. If a fantasy book is good and as thick as that, I'm sold.
Say
what the book is about, if you ask.
Sure.
Lauren Calla has only ever been ordinary as a human struggling to survive in a city that caters to the needs of vampires, werewolves, witches, and other supernatural creatures.
Yep, sold.
Right?
Sold.
And that's why I'm excited. Thank you.
For sure, that can make me read like 1,000 pages.
Right?
For
if it's
sure.
like good, it could be perfect.
Probably.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about that book. And the last book, to wrap this video up, the 25th book of our TBR, is not from any of the genres that we've mentioned. It's actually A Little Life. And it's a tough one.
It is a tough one, yeah.
We've heard lots of good things about it, and we've heard lots of emotional things about it.
Yeah, I've seen people reading it in a subway, and they're like bawling their eyes out.
So we've decided to buddy read this book. So when we cry, we don't cry alone.
Of course.
And we support one another. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still not like mentally ready to read that book yet.
No. And mind you, we bought this book last year, both of us, and it's been sitting on our bookshelves for months, and we've been like pushing it backwards, forward, anywhere else. Like, I'm not ready for the emotional trauma because we don't have the romance buffer, and it's supposed to be like really trauma heavy.
We are excited. We're just kind of like nervous.
Yeah, you have to be mentally prepared to read something this heavy, I think. If I'm not crying, very bad marketing.
Exactly. We'll see. I don't cry easily.
I do.
That's why we're reading it together, so we can support one another.
Sure. But if you're not crying and I'm crying, it's just awkward.
We'll see sometime later this year, I guess.
There are a lot of books, not enough time.
Many more
that
we
this
haven't
is like
mentioned.
25.
Yeah.
But there are like series in this video, so
yeah,
it could be like 50 for all I know.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Math.
We don't do the math.
No.
So what other books you have on your TBR, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, we do have like a Goodreads book challenge of like 70 and 85. So we have room, even though we don't have the time. So let us know and maybe we'll add it to the list.
Yeah. Why choose, guys?
Exactly. We can have it all. It's 2025.
Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on our new episode.
And be sure to follow us on all our other socials, which are linked in the description box below. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.